every year they make more than 60 billion euro. And that's massive. That's more than twice of a McDonald's annual revenue. So that's with all that money you can buy people, you can corrupt people, so that you can avoid killing people in the middle of streets, and that's an hidden strategy.
It's such an interesting story. How big a deal is this? Does this put the Ndrangheta family out of business?
Well, it's no. Ndrangheta now it's one of the world's most powerful crime group. So it's difficult to end this power in just with a verdict. But yesterday's sentence was historic, because it was the biggest trial against Ndrangheta in Italian history, and the biggest mafia trial in over 3 decades. So 207 people were sentenced to more than 2,200 years in jail. And that's massive. This is one of the hardest hit to the mafia in Italy in decades, really.
And how big a deal is the mafia in Italy still, presumably as you go south to Sicily? Is it still a major feature of Italian society? How important is it? Is it as important as it ever was?
Now, the Cosa Nostra in Sicily, and the Camorra in Campania have lost power since Ndrangheta now is really dominating the crime scene. Just think about its annual turnover. They make every year they make more than 60 billion euro. And that's massive. That's more than twice of a McDonald's annual revenue. So that's with all that money you can buy people, you can corrupt people, so that you can avoid killing people in the middle of streets, and that's an hidden strategy, you know. So now, they are spread in every country, in every continent, and they are really, really powerful. It's still a big deal, but unfortunately, our police and our prosecutors are doing a wonderful job.
And they're less corrupted than they were before, because presumably putting 200 mafia members on trial, getting convictions, isn't easy, because with all that money and all that influence, I see a former MP was one of the people who was convicted. It must be hard to have justice against them. So presumably this is quite a triumph that they managed to get 200 people all the way into court and convicted.
Yeah, exactly. A former MP was convicted, a former mayor, a former local police chief, a carabinieri, a policeman. Yeah, many corrupt were found guilty as well. And it was difficult to have all these people inside one huge courtroom. It was 3,300 square meter large, and there was a special bunker courtroom, bomb-proof, and with screens and seats to host all the defendants and the 600 lawyers. So yeah, it was difficult, and it's good that you actually are talking about this, because the one of the main weapon against the mafia is to speak about them. So it's the only thing we as journalists can do.
Just finally, before you go, is there any romantic view of the mafia in Italy? Is it seen in any way, because it's in lots of films and books, and in some ways they're seen as in quite a romantic fashion around the world. Are they seen romantically in Italy at all?
I don't think so. One example I can give you is of one investigation that the prosecutor Guatteri that created this investigation. One of his recent investigation was about a woman. They refused to marry the mafia value, so her husband killed her in a way very less romantic, because he sent her to be eaten by some porks. So this really makes you understand how the mafia is not romantic at all. It's just a cancer that has to be deleted.
Eaten by pigs. That's an astonishing story. And as you say, it's good to highlight these things, because in some people's imagination, the mafia, people think of films, don't they? Simone, good to speak to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
That's Simone Baglivo there, who's an Italian journalist who's covered the trial. 200 mafia members sent to jail. That story at the end there, a woman refused to sort of buy into the mafia code, and her husband killed her by getting eaten by pigs.